Sports bettors, I got 3 player props to 6x our money, so let's go ahead, let's go through it. I'll jump in. This play is going to be on Underdog Fantasy. My first pick is right here, Seth Jarvis, under 3 shots on goal. So the reason I like it is you can see not all sportsbooks have started to post odds for the NHL games on Friday, but you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books currently posting odds. Underdog is the only one at 3. All the sports books have his line, Jarvis's line, at 2.5 shots on goal without much juice, right? So you have 5 data points setting the line for Jarvis at 2.5 shots on goal, and then you have Underdog at 3. So Underdog is too high, right? Their line is too high. There's not much juice on the 2.5 shots on goal. So you have 5 data points setting the line at 2.5 shots on goal, 1 data point at 3. So you want to take the under, right? Underdog is too high. Their line should be at 2.5. This is a market inefficiency. Their line is half of a shot on goal above the rest of the market. So that's the first play I went with. So typically when I'm using this screen, right, I'm looking for big discrepancies between sports books. So here, for example, Zach Hyman, every book has a shot on goal line at 3.5. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, over 12 sports books posting his line at 3.5 shots on goal. So there's no value, right? What we want to see on Underdog is a 3.0 or a 4.0 here, where one of the books is too low, right? So I'm using this screen to compare where books are setting their line for a player at different levels. So that's where I got my first pick. Now my second play is right here. I'm on Mike Conley over 1.5 made threes. So this plays from the positive EV tool on OddsJam. So I say this all the time, but more sports books means more profitable bets. So right now I just have Underdog Fantasy selected, but you can see if I open up a new tab, and if we select every sports book, which we can do right here. So if we select all 178 books on OddsJam, you're going to see, wow, the most profitable play is on 5 dimes. You can get the Bulls plus 160 odds, first half money line. Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker, they're all the way down at plus 139. Most books aren't even offering above plus 145. Right? So the more books you have, the more books that can screw up. You can see some of the most profitable plays. OddsJam sorts the highest profit margin plays first, so this Bulls play is the most profitable, but we can continue to go through. The next most profitable play is Jalen Brunson, over 2.5 made threes at plus 140 on PointsBet. Look at Pinnacle, all the way down at plus 109, right? Then we have a soccer play. So long story short, the more books you have, the more profitable betting opportunities you're going to have on a daily basis. Like if we actually head over to Underdog, you can see this book, right, Underdog Fantasy, they have thousands of odds kind of across their platform. So they're never going to be perfect, right? All these books try to set lines independently. So Underdog Fantasy is occasionally going to screw up. Prize Picks is occasionally going to screw up, right? So we can see tons of different lines posted for Underdog Fantasy right here. So they're not able to keep everything in check. So we use the screen, right, and we use the EV tool to identify their inefficiencies and where they're screwing up. So what OddsJam does is what the EV tool does is it sticks a minus 122 on Underdog, since that's the odds that you're getting for a 3-pick entry, right? You always want to be going with 3-pick entries, not 2-pick entries. 2-pick entries are minus 137 odds. 3-pick entries are minus 122. So what OddsJam does is it just, is constantly pulling in all these lines on Underdog Fantasy, comparing them to the sports books, and showing you where you're getting enough value to beat the vig, beat the juice. So what you can see right here, is Mike Conley over 1.5 threes. We're getting minus 122 on Underdog in a 3-pick entry. Look at all the sports books. Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker out there, has the line at minus 139. Bet Online, another very sharp offshore sportsbook, has line at minus 145. So, you have dozens of independent data points, dozens of sports books telling you where the line should be set. So as a sharp bettor, you just kind of look at the market. It's like, okay, PointsBet's telling me this should be priced at minus 150. So the model that PointsBet Sportsbook is running is saying, yo, price this at minus 150. FanDuel, one of the biggest, largest U.S. sportsbooks, most efficient betting markets in the U.S., they're pricing this at minus 154. Right? So it's like having a bunch of different prices for a stock or something, right? Like FanDuel's telling us, yo, this stock's worth 154 bucks. PointsBet saying it's worth 150 bucks. And then it's like, do you want to buy this for 122 bucks on Underdog, right? Do you want to bet this at minus 122? And the answer is yes, right? Here it's pretty clear value at minus 122 in a 3-pick entry. So what I ended up going with right here, very early in the morning for me, is Marcus Smart over 4.5 assists, Conley over 1.5 threes, and Seth Jarvis under 3 shots. This from the screen, this from the EV tool. So hopefully this video was helpful. Any questions you have, don't hesitate to reach out, and let's make some money, guys.